Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Jason.
I'm Julie.
And we're Destination Fulltime, and welcome to this week's Monday Mixer. And don't forget Miss Maddie, who has turned her back to the camera. She does not want to talk. She does not want to talk about what we're talking about this week.
Yeah.
So
she's shocked.
Yeah, it's shocking.
There she is.
So about 5 o'clock. So let's back up. So Saturday was travel day, and at about 5 a.m. Saturday morning, we heard a beep, and then boom, no power.
Which is exactly what you want to happen on travel day.
So, no big deal. We have a generator, except we don't have much fuel in the generator right now from the last time we used it.
We weren't prepared to boondock.
From the last time we used it.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't put more gas in it yet.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, it's daylight, no big deal. I mean, we don't need that much power. We had enough gas in the generator. We could fire up the generator to make coffee, those types of things to get us down the road. Did want to take a shower though, and apparently the entire park was without power, and their water must run off of power. And so I got in the shower, turned the water on, because when I turned it on the tap, it came out full speed, no problem. Yeah, get in, do that, and water runs out about this minute I get wet.
Thankfully, you weren't all soaped up yet.
Did not soap up. Ran out of water before I could soap up. So you might say, well, do you have water in your tanks? We carried just enough water in our tanks to use the bathroom while we're on the road, so definitely not enough water to shower.
Certainly not even for one of us, much less both of us.
So that's how travel day started. Now,
and a long travel day, because what?
Well, hold on.
We
don't even know what happened, because RV Trip Wizard said about 330 miles. The GPS, I could have swore when I plugged it all in and looked at it previously, it showed about 330 miles. When I turned it on to go the day of, it says 405 miles to our destination. Well, that's
we weren't going to a different place. Still going to the same place.
That's about 100 miles more than we prefer to travel in a day.
Right. 300 is usually our limit.
Yeah, so there's that.
So we were going farther than we thought we were, on top of all that. And we're like usually the most prepared in every way, shape, and form. So this was turning out to be an amazing day.
Yeah. So anyway, we left Wisconsin. No real issues getting out besides the road suck in Wisconsin.
And the power did come on right before we pulled out.
It did. But anyway, roads in Wisconsin suck. Let's not ever forget that.
Thank goodness for independent suspension.
Yep, we did good. Got out and headed our way to Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
We arrived at Iowa. We got into our RV park. Well, let's back up just a minute. Our GPS showed that we wouldn't be getting there till about 4:45.
Mm-hmm.
We got an email from the RV park that said, if you're going to be later than 5 o'clock, please give us a call.
Which, come to find out, is an automated email that you get automatically. It was not sent by a person. It was just an automated email. So
we figured we might as well call, since we might run into a little traffic or whatever and be right there on the cusp of 5 o'clock. We try to call, and the phone line has been disconnected. There's your sign.
Oh no, but Jason said, oh, you must be calling the wrong number. I'll call it. No, it was disconnected no matter who called it.
Yeah. So, no big deal. I'm sure they have an after hours check-in process or whatever. No big deal. So, we roll in before 5, get there about 4:45. Julie goes in, door's locked.
Door is locked.
She did find her after hours check-in material.
Yep, they had a whole pile of ones to, like, there was about 6 or 7 maybe piled up there, and we found ours.
So, as you're pulling in, you see a junkyard. Now, I don't know how I missed that, or maybe I saw it at one point and forgot about it.
We do review a lot of parks.
We always watch a YouTube video on a park if we can find one. We look at satellite views of a park. We look at reviews on both Google and RV Trip Wizard. everything was okay, good enough. I mean, I think it had a pretty good review. We get there. I'm not going to name the park at this point in time. We go in, we pull around, and we start to see, when you first come in, you know, maybe some things need to be painted.
Minor
Maybe
things.
they need to be freshened up a bit. No big deal.
Yep.
Still doable. Okay, no problem. As we get into where our site is, things start to go downhill.
Yeah.
It's literally a tale of two parks, really. It's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. It's like the front part of it looks okay. Needs a little freshening up, but not bad. Easily not a problem
Right.
for the price. As we get into the back where our site is, it gets worse and worse grown up. We get to our site and there's literally trash all over our site. I mean trash.
Like Jason has to stop
Like I would run
get out and move everything in order to even drive into our
Yeah,
spot.
it's a pull-through site, and I would not pull through it because I don't know what was there. I was afraid to get something in my tires.
Yeah.
And there was metal and pieces of plastic and debris and socks and all kind of mess that we had to kick off. We were pretty, quite frankly, a little irritated, so we did not film that part, unfortunately. Didn't think to.
Yeah.
So sorry you couldn't see. We did film some of the aftermath that you'll see here.
Where it's tossed to the side.
The grass on the front door side and the grass on the hookup side was literally up past my kneecap, and I'm 6'1", so not my knees aren't short to the ground. Anyway, Julie, our spot was literally right next to the junkyard, and the junkyard's very grown up, and there's no privacy fence, so literally whatever's in the
Beautiful
junkyard.
view
Yeah.
of trash.
Yeah, so
And that's, I mean, privacy fence, cover it up, fine, wouldn't even know it was
we're
there.
not divas. We've stayed at some iffy parks. We're members of Thousand Trails, and some of their parks are a little on the side. This park has great potential.
Yes.
Anyway,
And it was beautiful online.
yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. Let's get to the meat and potatoes, right? So, I go up to the office this morning. It's Sunday now. I go up to the office this morning. I walk around the whole park. It's clear a lot of sites need some maintenance as far as grass, weed eating, mowing, all those types of things. I roll up to the office, or walk up to the office, and there's a note on the door that basically says, you know, the office is going to be closed 3 or 4 days. Okay, no problem. Call this number if you have an emergency, or call this number if you need any assistance. Whatever,
Same number we called yesterday that's not working.
So standing in front of the office, tried to call the number, and it's disconnected. Got back to the RV. Julie was up and rising at that point and said, hey, did you call yet? Yep, called. So she tried again. No answer. So we said, well, maybe we can call the corporate number because this is a corporately owned RV park.
Right.
We called the corporate number. They're closed on the weekends. So we have a sum of money that we've already paid. Last night, we did find another RV park. We are, as you can see, heading to said RV park. We are no longer going to stay at the one that we're at. Hopefully we can contact them tomorrow and get our money back.
Hopefully someone at the corporate office, well, I don't know how we could get in touch with them.
Yeah, so anyway, this morning we went around and talked to a couple people. Nobody's happy. I mean, that's just the gist of it. They fired whoever was running the place, from what we understand, but they didn't have somebody else in place. So at this point, there's literally no management and no phone number and no nothing. And we honestly just were not comfortable with that. And
you can, well, there's no one to ask, but when there was, you could borrow a mower to mow your site.
Yeah.
So even when there was somebody in charge, you had to mow your own site. And not saying that we're above that, we would certainly do whatever we needed to do, but we're paying.
No, I'm above that if I'm paying. I'm sorry.
We're paying, yeah.
I'm paying for spot.
I mean, okay, say there was a medical emergency, there was nobody to do it, and you could do it yourself if you needed. I mean, whatever. We're always willing to help other RVers. That's not what it is.
Literally 3 or 4 days work, the park could be whipped into at least acceptable state. It needs landscape work and mowing work and weed eating work, and literally that isn't that hard to do. You could hire a crew to come in and do that in a day, a lawn service, and be done.
Right.
So it doesn't matter that you don't have a working lawnmower or whatever. That just doesn't matter. We spoke to a young lady right as we were leaving, and she said she's had to mow her spot twice.
And weed eat.
Yeah, and weed eat, yeah. So just not acceptable, guys. I'm sorry. I mean, to me, you know, it's just, that's not okay if you're paying pretty good money to stay somewhere when there's better options in the area. So we did call another place, and for the exact same cost, we can go there and it's maintained. And, you know, that's what we decided to do.
So definitely a full day of unwanted and unexpected surprises, and not good surprises.
For sure.
But it's definitely something that happens when you travel. Nothing's perfect. Things can always go wrong. You got to figure out what's most important and how you want to deal with it.
I will say that I felt safe there. If I didn't, I wouldn't have stayed there one night.
Right.
However, I'm not sure that long term, with no management there and a big holiday weekend coming up, if there's no management on site, God only knows what might take place there this weekend, parties and stuff. And literally, it's a big holiday weekend, obviously, with July 4th coming up. We were shocked we could even move, but we were able to. We're happy about that. We're moving.
Well, and the park that we're going to right now, when I originally called them, they did not have an opening. So there must be some kind of last minute cancellation that now is allowing us to have a spot. So that's great. I mean, we're thankful that we do have somewhere we can go that we'll feel more comfortable being at.
Yeah. Yep. But hey guys, this is all part of RV life.
Yes,
I mean, we signed up for this.
Right.
You gotta, you know, shift and go to plan B. Even though we didn't even have a plan B, we made plan B on the spot.
You definitely have to roll with the punches. You have to be able to do an about face and figure something else out. I mean, that happens. No one ever said this was perfect. No one ever expects travel in general. No matter where you're going, something can always happen.
A lot of unknowns. Right?
There's always unknowns. It doesn't matter how many times you watch every video on a park, you read every review, you've checked it every which way. Stuff can still happen.
Yeah, we check everything. I'm honestly,
and I know we've talked about that in prior videos.
We're a little over the top checking, and it can. But I mean, I think this is really more of a management situation. This park has. I'm not gonna. You know, I know we made it sound really bad, but the park has great potential. I would say, you know, it has good bones, as they say, right? I think it could be a really good park. Like I said, things.
And it could easily look like it's portrayed online.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing it needs is some lawn
TLC.
And maintenance attention, which you expect. You know, and we had, you know, most parks you go to, once you leave or when somebody leaves, they come around and check the site, make sure things are in good condition, and
mow it for you.
Well, yeah, if it needs mowed or cleaned out the fire pit or whatever it might be to make things suitable.
So tell us what your craziest travel day experience has been. Have you ever went to a park and felt like you wanted to leave the next day? Have you left the same day? I mean, we could have done that, but it was so late in the day and we were exhausted after 7 hours of travel. So tell us what your experiences have been.
Yeah, this is the first time in 3.5 years of traveling that we wanted to leave.
Yes.
So anyway, I don't think I have anything else to say on the topic. Do you, my dear?
No.
All right.
Be sure and like, comment, and subscribe. Doesn't cost you a thing.
It's the greatest value for your buck, because there's no buck. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Have a great week and have a great July 4th.
safe
That's
holiday.
coming up.
Yep.
Yep, that's coming up soon. So, anyway, until next time, we hope that you find your next
Destination.
Thanks for watching.
And living in the RV is sublime. Destination full time.